Hello and thank you for joining me for your daily tarot. So today we're taking a look at how to unstuck yourself. Careful how you say that one. Right, so again, as always, not everything is going to resonate specifically for you, okay? So you still need to use your own discernment. Your tarot read is basically just we are identifying pieces of the puzzle, and how they fit is completely up to you, okay? Right, so let's get into this for you then. Can we have a look at an unstuck read for our collective, please? Okay. Right. Okay, so let's hit your overall energy first. So your overall energy is the Death card, and this could indicate a very, very intense change. Scorpionic energy. You could be a Scorpio, you could be dealing with a Scorpio. You've got more Scorpio energy here with Judgment. Your Six of Coins is Taurus energy. Four of Cups is Cancerian. Ace of Coins is Earth. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Your 10 of Wands is Sagittarius. The Lovers, Gemini. And your Six of Wands is Leo. Okay. Right. So, overall energy. The current situation at hand. So it says a symbolic death and rebirth, big changes, time to move on, transformation, transition, endings, letting go, release, and starting anew. So yeah, your strongest overall energy, having to start again with something, going back to the drawing board, or maybe having to redefine yourself or rediscover yourself, reinvent yourself. Anything to do with that sort of energy is covered with the Death card, okay? An old way of doing things or an old way of being is firmly coming to an end. Right, now I just need to have these cards a little bit lower where everyone can see, including myself. Now, change is not going to come easy, okay? And it usually does carry the implication, this is why people don't necessarily like change, it carries the implication that something's being taken away. And certainly with the Death card, yes, that emphasis on something being taken away is being reinforced. But you need to keep in mind as well with that energy that that's not necessarily a bad thing, okay? Oftentimes you need to clear your decks so that you can start rebuilding, okay? That's Death energy. It's that process of having to clear your decks, right? That's a metaphor, all right? Don't take it literal. Now, what's going on in your environment? Judgment. Could be second chances. I'm feeling that this is more to do with an awakening though. Okay, in your environment, something's happened recently in your environment that has been a bit of a shock. It's triggered an awakening that, look, something does need to change. The current status quo is no longer working, or it's no longer acceptable, okay? You're having to make a final decision on what's going on in your immediate environment, okay? You could also be on the path of discovering your true life purpose as well. Maybe an incident happened where it triggered this spiritual awakening and you realized, you know what, life is far too precious to be wasting on this kind of bullshit, so I'm going to start initiating changes. So that's great. However, feeling stuck comes through perhaps not knowing how to implement the types of changes that you would like to see in your life, okay? So again, that is going to require a bit of planning on your part, but also flexibility as well, okay? Because the universe is going to show you ways, step by step, on how you can implement these changes. So it's vital that you do listen to your higher self, okay? Your Six of Coins, this is what's going on with your resources at this point in time. So yeah, you are being very resourceful. If we're speaking financially, then it's 6.5 a dozen. Okay, it's like, yeah, you're receiving with one hand, but then it's going back out again with the other. But it's not depleting. Okay, so your resources are not depleting, but by the same token, they're not exactly growing exponentially either. Okay, which again is contributing to you feeling stuck. It's like, yeah, there's enough to survive, but not really enough to do much of anything else with. Now, it's very possible as well that some of you are going to be receiving a helping hand with your finances, okay? So if you were expecting some kind of payout, then you will be receiving that payout. Could be like an insurance payout, or like a severance pay from an old job, anything to do with that, okay? It basically indicates, like, you are going to be receiving what you need and what you deserve, because it's the 6 of coins, okay? Avoid sharing financially with others at this point in time, because you do need to make sure that you're keeping enough for yourself. Okay, so obviously there's nothing wrong with being generous, but you cannot be generous to the point where it comes at a personal cost to you. Because remember, with the 6 of coins, it is a lot like the justice card, but to a lesser degree. Okay, checks and balances. All right, make sure that you keep everything in balance. Make sure that you keep everything in check. Avoid any massive indulgences or expenditures. Okay, keep on that nice even keel, and guaranteed you will see growth later on down the line. Now, resources can also indicate your energy levels as well. So if more recently you felt that your energy levels were somewhat depleted, you are going to find yourself on the way back up again. So you're going to feel like you've got a little bit more energy, or maybe a little bit more time for you to put towards the things that you really, really wanted to do. Okay. Your 4 of Cups is coming out in what's going on for you internally. So internally, there is, again, another reason why you're feeling stuck, feeling like something that you're doing isn't quite good enough. It's just not meeting your own standards, and then you're starting to feel that way about yourself. Well, maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe that's why this thing that I'm trying to do isn't working, because maybe I'm just not good enough for it. So recognize that this is going on, okay, and get back on top of it again before it becomes a real problem, a serious issue. You can also feel a lot more confident within yourself by telling people no, okay, with it being the 4 of Cups. If anything feels wrong for you, do not agree to go along with it, okay, whatever you do. Stick to your models and your standards, and be more flexible when it comes down to what you're going to be able to achieve at this point in time, especially for those of you who are more recently, say for example, recovering from financial struggles or ill health or anything like that. Okay, this is all about giving yourself time and permission to recover. Okay, your Ace of Coins is coming out in what's going on in love, in relationships, in self-love. Okay, this is a need for you to practice more self-care, to be more generous to yourself, do something nice for yourself, taking a break once in a while. Okay, now this tells me that you've got something coming in towards you when it comes down to love and relationships. Okay, this one is all about stability, prosperity, something manifesting, something happening. Remember, it's a gift from the universe. Okay, it's a seed. It's something that's got potential. So there is love around you that does carry real, true potential. So what you do with that is completely up to you. Okay, remember, a seed is just a seed. It's not going to grow until you plant the bloody thing. Okay, and then when you do plant it, it needs looking after. Okay, you can't just plant it and walk away and keep your fingers crossed and hope for the best. That's not how it works. It's still going to need time, care, attention. Okay, because it is a seed, it's a gift from the universe. What it becomes is completely up to you. All right. There is new energy that's coming in your relationships, new potential that's coming in your relationships. Now, again, relationships, that's an umbrella term. Okay. It could be romantic relationships, familial ones, relationships that you have with your work colleagues, lots of different types of relationships. It's indicating that as long as you nurture the relationships that you specifically care about, then they will grow, they will develop, and they will blossom into something beautiful. But it is going to require effort on your part, because remember, it's still just a seed. Okay. Your 10 of Wands is coming out in something that you need to say or something that you need to do. Okay. Ask for help. That's a huge one. So at the moment you're trying to do quite a lot by yourself. It's causing even more problems, making you feel even further frustrated or further stuck. Somebody is quite possibly burning the candle at both ends, taking on far too much work. There needs to be structure. Okay, definitely needs to be some kind of structure, and don't ever be afraid to ask for help. Those around you who love you and care for you, they will be willing to do their fair share. Okay, so it's time for you to strike a balance with certain people around you, so that you're not carrying all of this unnecessary stress by yourself, because at the moment it's just leading you to feeling really, really exhausted and depleted, especially when you're only just trying to get yourself back on your feet right now. Okay. Be okay with giving other people around you extra responsibilities. And I know that there's this whole thing going around with our collective at the moment about perfectionism, how you might not necessarily trust other people to do the job, whatever it is, as well as you can. Okay, surrender control a wee bit is basically the message behind this one. And don't be afraid to ask for help. It's pointless you struggling by yourself when there's someone else clearly around you who has the skills that that you're needing at this point in time, the skills that you can utilize. And certainly, yeah, other people should absolutely be doing their fair share. Okay. Right, so what's going on with your higher self and your intuition? This one is the Lovers. So this one is all about divine love and deep soul connection. Okay, so you are definitely connecting with your higher self with a lot more ease than you had been. Okay, so there is definitely more of a, I want to say, compatible relationship these days that you have between yourself and your intuition, yourself and your higher self. Okay, whichever terminology you prefer to use, that there's more of a nice balance, a nice equilibrium between the two. So it's like you're genuinely trusting in your intuition a lot more than you had been. So that's really, really good. If you feel that you're not at that place right now, then you can connect to your higher self a lot better by striking that balance. Okay, by making, I want to say, good choices. Okay, so not going with what it is that you necessarily desire, or what it is that you're necessarily attracted to or tempted by. That would be the devil energy. This one is more of like making the choice wisely, making your choices carefully, avoiding any kind of temptations, just really keeping that balance and unity within the relationship that you have with yourself first and foremost. And inevitably that alone is going to start to improve the relationships that you have with other people around you, because remember, as within, so without. Okay, how we feel about ourselves is how we inevitably treat others around us. Your 6 of Wands is coming out in your guidance. So this is going to be a message from your higher self or from the universe. 6 of Wands is the Lord of Victory. It's beautiful. It's all about success. So it's very, very likely that what it is you're trying to achieve at the moment, where you feel that you're struggling, you're telling yourself, oh, I mustn't be good enough for this, otherwise I'd be a lot more successful than I am right now if I was legit good at this thing. Working through that is going to take you to this place of success. Okay, remember what I said that this card is called. It's called the Lord of Victory, 6 of Wands. Possible for a small handful of you that you're going to be receiving some kind of public recognition for what it is that you're doing, what it is that you're working on for or towards. Okay, so for example, if you're out in the public eye right now and you're struggling a wee bit, we are seeing that you will be getting the public recognition that you rightfully deserve, okay, because you've worked hard for it. This is all about achievements. Now, do keep in mind as well that your success and achievements, it can be tied into your self-confidence, okay? But you shouldn't let it dominate how confident you feel within yourself, okay? So obviously, that when you reach a certain milestone that you set for yourself, when you reach that, naturally you're going to feel really empowered and really confident. But what Spirit's saying is, look, don't allow not being at that place right now affect your confidence and self-esteem, okay? You will triumph, you will get there, you will be rewarded for everything that you've gone through, basically. Okay. So, yeah, for you to initiate these particular changes that you have initiated, it is a really good idea, okay? And you are working towards some kind of success here, which is going to be a relief for some of you. Right. So, in fact, before we pull from that deck, I'm going to pull from this one, just to see if we can get further guidance for you. Guidance do you have for our collective that's resonating with this energy, please? Thank you. Okay, interesting. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Good luck. It's beautiful. Spirit guides, progress, justice, structures, systems, processes, conditioning, and rules. So, again, emphasis on that message about how you are actually making progress, okay? So by being too hard on yourself, that could potentially be hampering the progress that you're making, okay? So again, just recognize it and get back on top of it again before it becomes an actual problem. Because you don't want to self-sabotage, basically. You do have spirit guides that are watching over you at this point in time, so vitally important that you do listen to the guidance that your own spirit guides and ancestors are giving you. Set out some rules for yourself on how you're going to start implementing these particular changes. Maybe write a list of ethics that you're going to start to follow, for example. Okay. Right, this one says you're on the right track. Someone from the other side has your back and encourages for you to try your best. You will succeed. Observe your surroundings and communicate clearly. Be sure that everything will fall to pieces. Eh? I think they mean everything's going to fall into place, because it's the card of good luck. I just think that someone hasn't used spell checker. I find that goes on quite a lot with these particular decks. Yeah, so try your best. You will succeed. Be observant of your surroundings and communicate your needs clearly, and make sure that you're listening to the needs of others as well, okay? And everything will fall into place. And then 1414, light up. Mood swings, respect, family, constructive outlook, and quality. Focus on your needs, desires, and hobbies. Everything is more accessible with a light attitude. Yeah. So the huge issue that we can see coming out of this energy is someone being far too hard on themselves. Okay. You will be blessed with new opportunities, a new friend, or a new addition to your family. Good vibes will speed up the process. Yeah, light up. So that's like keep your vibe high. Okay. And then 0909, new beginnings. Yeah, that's exactly what change brings. Change brings change brings with it brand new beginnings. Great chance, opportunity, courage, accomplishment, endings, conclusions, and big love. Yeah. So something's closing out, something brand new is starting to open. Allow it to unfold. Okay. Look out for an opportunity that might be a game changer. You're completing something major. It feels good to level up. Close the old chapter, a new adventure will unravel. Yeah. And with your 9s, that's about perseverance. Okay. 9s are about being able to see the finish line in your line of sight, but you're not quite there yet. Okay. 9s are all about that final push to get yourself over that metaphorical finish line. Okay, I know a lot of people say, "Oh, 9's a completion." No, they're not, and that gives a false sense of security, telling people that 9's a completion. It really does, because then people start to go, "Oh, great, I can chill now. I can have a rest because I'm there." When in actual fact, 9's are like, "No, you need to give yourself that final push over the finish line." It's 10's that are completion. Okay. So just because you can see that metaphorical finish line, it doesn't mean that you can, rest on your laurels, as it were. Okay. Right. So now I'll use this deck, and I do need to give a little warning about this deck, just in case there's anyone new here. If you're not into swearing or sarcasm, then this deck is not going to be for you. I like to use cheeky decks at the end of my reading because I feel that it can lighten up the energy before we close out the read. Okay, so obviously it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, and if you don't like it, you don't have to listen. It's fine. You have guidance for our collective, please. Thank you. Okay. So again, it's not going to resonate for everybody. Get off your ex's page, say a prayer, and go the fuck to sleep. I don't know where that one came from. You're not going to find anything worthwhile snooping around on your ex's Insta or Facebook or Snap, whatever the fuck. They're your ex for a reason. Ask yourself what you're looking for from them and see if you can give that to yourself. You almost always can. Then say a little prayer for all the lumpy, bumpy, broken hearts in the world, especially your own. And there's double brownie points if you can manage one for your ex's heart too. Okay, time for bed now. Well, yeah, that is what I have for you. If you feel that you could benefit from a personal reading that is catered more towards your own specific needs, then I am taking bookings on my website, which is phoenixkeiatarot.com. The link for that is in my description box below. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to go check out the other dailies. You can also go check out your own zodiac sign readings, your moon signs, your Venus signs as well. All that good stuff. Guaranteed you're going to find something that's helpful for you. And yeah, do keep in mind as well that I don't clickbait my titles. So the titles are going to be the context of that particular read. Okay, so you can be rest assured that if you resonate with a title, then you're going to very likely resonate with the read for that reason. But yeah, thank you very, very much for joining me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.